Let's start with one simple idea. Imagine you already have all the wealth and fame you ever wanted. What would you do? Maybe in the first year, you'd buy the house you dreamed of, get the car you always wanted, and fill your closet with new clothes. But no matter how badly we wanted something, once it becomes ours, once it becomes a normal part of daily life, we stop feeling anything special from it. So now, you have everything you wanted, and none of it excites you anymore. What would you do then? Maybe you'd travel, play golf, play tennis, and spend your days relaxing. At night, you'd watch some dramas at home, scroll through Instagram, and fall asleep. After living like that for a year, you would start to feel empty and bored. So what would you do then? You would have nothing left to do. Truly nothing. You still have decades of life ahead of you, but you already used up all the pleasures you can experience in just 1 or 2 years. Now you're left wondering how you're supposed to live the rest of your long, quiet life. At this point, some people start chasing even stronger stimulation, and some may even end up turning to dangerous drugs. But since you don't want to do anything bad, you'd probably look for something simple to fill your time. Maybe a part-time job, or maybe you'd gather a small team and start your own project. At first, it feels exciting, but as you keep working, you meet difficult people and face stressful problems. Things don't go the way you imagined, unlike when you were living freely doing anything you wanted. Still, at least you're not bored anymore. Now, here's where something interesting appears. When life had no problems and you got to do only what you wanted, you became empty. And when you became empty, you naturally started searching for problems again. We say we hate problems and flaws in life, but the truth is this. When there are no flaws at all, we lose our reason to live. It may sound strange, but humans are creatures who say they dislike problems, yet can only stay alive within problems. When all our needs are met, when nothing is uncomfortable, and when the world makes no demands on us, we eventually lose our direction. It's not that we can't endure a bit of lack. It's that the tension and momentum created by that lack is what actually moves us forward. Those perfect 1 or 2 years with no problems always end in boredom and emptiness. And that boredom isn't simple, "I'm bored." It feels more like the center of your life has disappeared. Spending each day with no purpose might feel like freedom at first, but soon it becomes like a ship drifting with no destination, a quiet, heavy emptiness. And when that moment arrives, humans instinctively start searching for something again. The reason we keep seeking new problems is simple. Life is meant to be a moving experience, and when all flaws disappear, that movement stops. Perfection may look beautiful, but it is like a still photograph, impressive yet without breath or direction. Flaws, on the other hand, always create flow. Because something is empty, we try to fill it. Because something is tangled, we try to untie it. Because something is broken, we try to mend it. A Rubik's Cube is fun because it is mixed up. A puzzle that is already completed doesn't hold our attention for even a moment. A bowl can hold new things because it is empty. A bowl that is completely full cannot receive anything more. A child can grow precisely because they start weak. If something were born already perfect and strong, the entire process of growing would lose its meaning. And humans become deeper because we get hurt. Without wounds, there would be no forgiveness, no empathy, and no reason to hold another person close. So the flaws and discomforts we try to avoid are actually the engine that pushes our life forward. When flaws disappear, challenges disappear. When challenges disappear, growth stops. And when growth stops, life stops flowing. We dream of a perfect life, yet the moment we finally get that perfection, we start searching for flaws again. This is why we rarely gain energy or meaning from perfection. It is always within imperfection that we find direction, within gaps that we find meaning, and within our lack that we discover new possibilities. The depth of life doesn't grow from comfort. It grows from cracks, weaknesses, and the places where things don't fit perfectly. This is why flaws aren't defects in our existence. They are the very reason our existence keeps moving. The things that deepen our life, widen our understanding, and push us forward have always come from imperfections. Because there are flaws, we stay alive. Because there are flaws, we continue to grow. Because there are flaws, we keep creating our life one step at a time. The reason flaws are the root of our existence is simple. Without flaws, we would have no reason and no ability to keep living. But there is one more important point we need to look at. We understand now that we live and grow through our flaws. But that does not mean flaws automatically give our life meaning. A flaw only provides the condition for movement. How we see that flaw and how we respond to it is what completely changes the direction of our life. Two people can look at the same crack. One collapses and the other discovers a new path through it. So the real difference doesn't come from the flaw itself, but from our attitude toward it. For someone who has lost their direction, a flaw can become a new compass. For someone who has stayed in the same place too long, a flaw can be like a crack in dry ground, opening space for new possibilities to grow. A problem that doesn't seem to improve no matter how hard you try might actually be a sign that you need to live in a different way. A failure that looks like a dead end may be opening a road you never noticed before. Flaws don't exist to hold you back. They are often invitations to move to the next stage. And most importantly, flaws are what make us human. In fact, studies show that people actually prefer someone who has small mistakes or weaknesses over someone who seems perfect. This is called the pratfall effect. We are not moved by perfection. We are moved by sincerity that shows through someone's imperfections. We learn courage from people who show their clumsiness, and we see human beauty in those who try to stay centered, even while shaking. In the end, flaws are what make us more human, and what allow us to truly connect with others. Having flaws is a sign that your story is still unfolding. The fact that you still have unresolved problems doesn't mean failure. It means the next scenes of your life are being prepared. A work that is already complete can no longer change, and a story that has reached its final chapter has no choice but to stop there. But a life with flaws is like a manuscript that isn't finished yet, full of room to revise, to expand, and to grow. That state of not yet complete is what gives you the strength to turn the next page and the space to redraw the scenes ahead. So if your life has flaws, that is the clearest sign that it is still alive and moving. Even if those flaws appear as painful wounds from the past, or as heavy struggles in the present, the meaning is the same. Because of those cracks and marks, your life still has the potential to be reshaped, like a Rubik's Cube that hasn't been solved yet. A flaw is not a mark that your life is over. It is proof that your life is still in motion, and that it is still deeply worth living.